Hey everybody, Mike Riley with Colonial Oaks TV here. I want to do a little video segment as a lead-in to our next video. I'll give you a hint, it's every golfer's bane, core aerification. But before we get to that video, we're coming fresh off the 2015 US Open at Chambers Bay, and there was a lot of discussion and questions surrounding that event. Why the USGA always wants to play at a site that looks like a lunar landing zone, and the big talk around the entire Open was the putting greens. The big buzzword was Poa Annua. The greens were very splotchy with Poa Annua and a fescue mix. What is Poa Annua, and why is it a problem? Poa Annua, also known as annual bluegrass, can be a good putting surface under ideal conditions. However, in Indiana, Poa Annua just doesn't hold up to the heat stress and humidity we can have in the middle of our summers. Therefore, Poa Annua is usually considered a weed on the putting green. Also in the springtime, it produces a seed head, which causes a bumpy putting surface. What are the tools the superintendent can use to control Poa Annua or annual bluegrass on the green? One of the tools the superintendent can use to control Poa Annua or annual bluegrass on a putting green is a chemical called paclobutrazol. Paclobutrazol is a growth inhibitor, and the way it enters the plant is through the root zone. Poa Annua is a very shallow-rooted grass, not a very good root system. So when it enters the root system of the Poa Annua in this manner, it's very hard on the Poa Annua. It can suppress it to a point where the Poa looks very sick and tired, in which case we hope the bent grass overtakes the Poa. This is one of the tools the superintendent can use, and it's one that we use at Colonial Oaks. The other tool is core aerification. We all know the benefits of aerifying the greens, and a lot of times people ask, hey, when are you going to aerify the greens? And I think the reason they ask this all the time is because most courses generally tend to aerify greens very early in the spring, in April, or in May. And ours are never aerified then, so they're always asking, hey, when are you going to aerify the greens? We aerify the greens generally in the first week of June. And the reason we do this is because it's a useful tool to control Poa Annua. When you aerify the greens in April or May, you're opening up a hole. You usually fill that hole with sand, and you're creating a perfect seed bed for the Poa Annua, because that's when the Poa Annua is going to seed, is in May. So what you're doing by aerifying in that time of the year is seeding Poa Annua into your greens. Not a good idea. In June, the Poa Annua seeds are gone. We're starting to get some heat, some humidity, which the bent grass likes. The Poa Annua simply cannot take it. So hopefully your aerifier goes in, takes out a piece of Poa, and the bent grass, which is growing good at that time, will charge in there and fill that spot. Poa Annua grows very upright. It doesn't fill into the holes, whereas the bent grass will go and fill into those holes. The Poa, a lot of times, doesn't like the beating that the aerification can give the turf canopy, especially when it's warm or hot in the 80s like in June. It'll be suppressed, and it just can't take it, and the bent grass will charge in there. This is one of the reasons that we choose to aerify the greens at Colonial Oaks in June. It's a smart time. The bent grass is growing hard then. It fills in, and you're not planting Poa seeds. It's one of the cultural tools that we use to keep Poa Annua out of the greens. With that said, I hope you'll check out the next video and see our process on aerifying the greens with a better understanding as to why we aerify the greens at that time. And we hope you enjoy the video and check us out again on Colonial Oaks TV. Thanks for watching.